Good afternoon, I'm Steve Hensley. First at 4, CSX removes its locomotive after coming to an agreement with the protesting Black Jewel miners in Harlan County. But the coal is still sitting on the tracks. WYMT's Will Puckett is live in Cumberland with the latest. Will?
Yeah, Steve, it's an interesting development in this entire saga. At about 1:30 this afternoon, 3 or 4 CSX employees showed up to this spot I'm standing at right now and offered a compromise. Employees with that transportation company showed up and asked if they could get their engines out but leave the coal behind. The miners talked it over and agreed to let the engines go, but the coal had to stay, saying they're not about hurting any other companies, but they're not letting their hard work go.
Come up and talk to us about letting their engines come out without the coal. We're not here to stop CSX from doing their job. We're not here to anything like that. We're here because of the coal, and they're going to leave the coal where it's at and bring the trains out, the locomotive.
Now, these miners say this changes nothing in terms of this protest. The question is, now that CSX has reached a compromise, when will Black Jewel? For now, live in Harlan County, Will Puckett, WYMT Mountain News.
All right, Will, thank you very much. And the Lexington Herald-Leader is just out with an article about Black Jewel that apparently they did not comply with a law protecting the coal miners from cold paychecks. You can read more about that on WYMT.com, and we'll have more on this development later tonight.
And some of us are staying on the drier side today, but others of us, like us here in Perry County, have definitely been on the wet side today. We'll go ahead and take you, though, to the drier side, looking up into Interstate 64 in Moorhead. You can see those clouds really starting to get out of here throughout the day, and that's because that front continuing to push through the mountains. But looking on top of Buffalo Mountain here in Perry County, you can see another storm starting to move into the area. We've seen those scattered showers and storms over here throughout the day. You'll notice pinpoint Doppler. If we scan the skies now, they've mainly remained to the south and to the east. So we're looking at parts of Clay County. There's that small one moving into parts of Perry County. I know Harlan has seen a few pop-up showers and storms looking over to Pikeville, even all the way down into parts of Bell County. So as you look at satellite and radar, you can see those pop-up showers and storms. It's because that front, it is still continuing to push through the mountains kind of right over us right now, and sadly stalling out a little bit. So that's why we're seeing those slow-moving showers and storms moving through the area. And check out those temperatures. Not saying one hazard right now, but it's 66 in Harlan, so definitely cooling down over there. And we're even seeing some 70s over into Wise and Pikeville. But for our friends out maybe along I-75, you can see that they're pretty warm. Those mid to, or really those low to mid 80s, because they've seen a lot of clearing today and a lot of that sunshine. Well, really all of us are going to get in on that sunshine, but maybe have to wait until the weekend. Isolated chances do continue for the next couple of days. We will be drying out, though, gradually over the next few days, and then that weekend still looking pretty good. I'll have a look at that full forecast coming up just a few short minutes. All
right, Paige, thank you. We now want to go to a developing story out of Floyd County. The emergency management director there says officials got a call around noon today that someone may have fallen into the Lavisa Fork of the Big Sandy River. They are searching for this man, Tony Wright. Crews are searching the river in Harold near the Harold Bridge off US 23. We will, of course, continue to update this story on air and WYMT.com. A McCreary County Sheriff's deputy who was shot in the line of duty continues to recover. Deputy Tyler Watkins was responding to a call earlier this month when that shooting happened. WYMT's Phil Pendleton is talking to the deputy today about his recovery.
Deputy Tyler Watkins says he went to work knowing every day that something like this could very well happen. He says, in fact, every lawman should respond to every call knowing that something could happen, and it could very well be the very last call that they make. Now, Watkins was shot when he and Constable Cody Stevens were responding to a status check on Lick Creek Road. He says he remembers telling the man in the car to get out several times, and then there was gunfire. He says the constable with him then ran to his side. The Commonwealth's attorney tells us that his actions likely saved Watkins' life. He remembers being loaded into the helicopter, then praying several times that he would survive.
And I remember looking up into the ceiling of the helicopter, and I remember praying, God, please don't take me right now. Just let me live just a little longer.
Tyler Watkins says he has about 2 to 3 months of healing and recovery to go. He says it is extremely helpful that he has family close by and a girlfriend who works full-time as a nurse to help with that recovery. In McCreary County, Phil Pendleton, now back to you.
Watkins says he would like to thank the many who have supported him, including Senator Mitch McConnell, who talked about him on the U.S. Senate floor, and Senator Rand Paul, who sent him a personal get well card. A fun weekend camping trip for a young couple ended up turning into a nightmare when another person close to their campsite at Mammoth Cave decided to fire shots into the woods, claiming he saw Sasquatch. The couple woke up in the middle of the night to strange noises and were met with a man saying something destroyed his campsite. The man told them he was searching for the culprit and warned to be careful.
They said that it was also Bigfoot country, which seemed a little weird that they would say that.
The two decided to head back to their tent, but moments later they heard gunshots. The couple dialed 911 and met up with park rangers at their car 5 miles away. No injuries were reported. Officials at Mammoth Cave want the public to know that there are no threats to the park and it is safe to visit. Police say they believe 19-year-old Santino Ligan acted alone when he opened fire Sunday at a festival in Gilroy, California. In searching the suspect's Nevada home yesterday, investigators say they found a bulletproof vest, gas mask, knife, and gun pamphlets. Police say they are already receiving numerous cell phone videos and photos of the shooting. A newly released search warrant suggests Ligan was preparing for a large-scale attack. Now an update on a story we told you about yesterday at 4. 79-year-old Nancy Segula was sentenced to 10 days in jail for feeding stray cats in her Cleveland neighborhood. A city magistrate last week ordered the jail sentence. It was widely criticized. Now a municipal court judge wants to hear the case and take a second look at the punishment. A new court date has not been set. Neighbors on a street in Pennsylvania experienced a scene straight out of a movie. A man says he found an hours-old baby girl wrapped in a blanket on his next-door neighbor's porch yesterday. Temperatures were around 93 degrees when the baby was found. Once police showed up, they rushed the infant to a hospital. Now police are scouring the neighborhood for clues to lead them to the mother.
Child under 28 days old can be left at a hospital and or a police station without any criminality as long as the child's safe. Now, mom is facing charges of recklessly endangering and endangering the welfare of a child.
As police work to track down the mother, the Good Samaritans just hope the newborn finds a loving home. Night one of the Democratic debate in Detroit put divisions within the party on full display. Moderates tried to make the case that going too far left will alienate voters, and progressives pushed back. A notable exchange was between Senator Bernie Sanders and Representative Tim Ryan over Sanders' Medicare for All plan.
For senior citizens, it will finally include dental care, hearing aids, and eyeglasses.
But you don't know.
Second of all,
you don't know that,
second
Bernie.
of all,
We'll come to you in a second,
I do know, and I wrote the damn bill.
Well, the second night of the debate is tonight. Former Vice President Joe Biden, a front runner for the Democratic presidential nomination, will be there tonight, along with 9 other presidential hopefuls. The Federal Reserve is cutting its key interest rate for the first time in a decade. It is trying to counter threats ranging from uncertainties caused by President Trump's trade wars to chronically low inflation and a dim global outlook. The central bank cut its benchmark rate, which affects many loans for households and businesses, by a quarter point. It is the first rate cut since the December 2008 during the Great Recession. So let's see how that affected the closing numbers on Wall Street this Wednesday afternoon. And it was a tough way to end the day. The Dow closes down more than 333 points. The final touches are being made on the new Martin County High School. The $32 million project is years in the making. The gymnasium will seat nearly 2,200 people. Contractors are also working on building a vocational building onto the new high school. Superintendent Larry James tells us this school truly has the wow factor.
It's been well worth the wait. I mean, I look at it, and I hope our whole community does. You know, it's a $32 million gift. I mean, and that's what it is. I mean, this school is going to be here long after we're gone.
For the first time, Martin County High School will have an auditorium that seats 475 people. The ribbon cutting ceremony will be Friday at 1 p.m. Straight ahead on First at 4, it is National Heat Stroke Prevention Day, and one group wants to remind folks about the dangers of leaving kids in hot cars.
And that drier and sunnier weather is on the way. I'll have a look at that full forecast coming up.